yes, please.
The Middle East countries who are afraid of Iran's hegemony, encroaching hegemony, and having to decide whether to align with Iran or the United States. What does President Obama's tossing Mubarak, longtime ally Mubarak, under the bus telegraph to these other leaders in making a choice who to align with?
Yeah, I think, Scott, this is what most people, most analysts in the United States that I've been hearing on CNN, except Anderson Cooper, is saying that this is a critical dilemma. A critical dilemma. It's a real dilemma. It's not just something that you can say on your State of the Union address or on a televised, say, yeah, we support it. It's a real dilemma because, if this happens, the country after country which will fall will have a dire effect both on American interests, but also on the possibility that there will ever be democracy in those countries in the Middle East, Because under the reign of, when you don't have democratic culture, strong democratic culture in these countries, and you have a ruthless control regime of radical Islamic groups, which they don't care to use force or to kill people, and we've seen what happened in the Iranian Revolution, and this is the model to be emulated. That's the worst thing that could happen. It's not just takeover of Saudi Arabia or of Jordan, and it's not just that it presents a threat to Israel, to their own societies, because these are not regimes that are willing to change and to open up to people, to let them engage in various activities that can also develop their economy. They're in the tight reign of control, and they want, instead of going into the future in many respects, except weapons, to go back to the Stone Age, bring those people back to the Stone Age, where women will be set in one. They can't use woman power in the way that because they don't give them rights. So I mean, there's something much deeper than just a threat to Israel or a threat to the United States interests. This is throwing the Middle East back to the Middle Ages. That's why everybody should stand up and say, and the President of the United States in particular, say, okay, this is where the buck stops. We will support these movements, but we will not allow the radical Iranian, groups to use that. And for that, I think there has to be a much more aggressive policy towards Iran in respect, with a clear warning. If you start continuing to meddle in other countries' affairs, like Egypt, we will meddle in your affairs. Now, you don't have to say it publicly. You just tell it through various channels. Show them. You meddle in Egyptian affairs. Next day, there'll be several mysterious explosions in Qum and in Tehran. And then when you go to sleep at night, after you carry the fairy speech to the entire Arab world, Mr. Ahmadinejad, you'll be uncertain whether it's safe to sleep in this bed tonight or should you move to the next safe house that you have. The same thing. That's what they're doing in other countries. They're instilling fear. Fine. Okay, is this the tactics that you're using? It's a reciprocal thing, Reciprocal. You want to engage? Fine, we're ready to engage. The way you engage other countries, that's the way we're going to engage you. Well, we can talk to you, whatever, but, if you meddle in other countries' affairs, it gives the right of the United States and other countries to meddle in your affairs. And that's the thing they fear most of all, by the way. So then maybe they'll hold back and say, wait, it's not worth it. We got to stop this, so we got to hold back. The Iranian regime is not stupid, they're clever. Sometimes when they feel the pressure and the power, they back off, like when they stopped their nuclear program, so they saw there was such pressure. When the United States invaded Iran, and they said, oh, now everybody's focused on invaded Iraq, everybody's focused on Iraq, this is a good time to restart everything. No, they steal bases, they use all sort of things, but if they feel that there is a force that tells them, you got to stop, they'll back off, because they don't want to lose power. That's one thing they don't want to lose power. After 1400 years, Allah has given them the opportunity to be the leading force in the Muslim world. You don't lose this opportunity by some stupid mistakes that you conduct in the power play in the Middle East.